Hi, my name's Iain Lee. You may remember me from such classic hit TV shows as Channel 4's The 11 O'Clock Show, or Channel 4's Rise, or UK Play's Mental. Actually, if you saw any of those, then well done you. Not many people did. And I'll be honest, Mental was a massive crock of shit. The biggest piece of shit I've ever worked on. And I've worked on some massive pieces of shit. It was a good premise, a music quiz, and there was a board with with different like bands or genres and stuff. And then one of the 8 contestants would pick a category, and then they'd pick a contestant, and then they'd ask that contestant a question that they would make up themselves about. So, for example, they would say, I'll pick the Beatles, and I'll ask Dave, Tony, ask your question. Okay, Dave, what was the name of the drummer that replaced Ringo in Australia? Or maybe it was Holland, I can't remember. Anyway, what was the name of the drummer that replaced Ringo when he had to have his tonsils out? And Dave would go, I don't know, is it Pete Best? And the man who had asked the question would say, no, it was Jimmy Nichols. And, that would be an easy one, because I know that the answer is Jimmy Nichols. So that would be easy, and that will go through quite quickly. Okay, let me do another example. So imagine there's so you've got 8 contestants, and there's a woman is one of them, and let's say she's called Stacey. And Stacey picks the category The Monkees, and she asks Mark, she says, I'll pick Mark. Okay, Stacey. Okay, Mark. Which monkey's mum invented Tipp-Ex? And he'd go, well, that's obvious, it's Michael Nesmith. And it would be Michael Nesmith. So that would be another... I'm trying to give you an example of why it took so long to record. Okay, so there's Stacey again, and this time she picks Depeche Mode, and she picks Greg, and she says, "Okay, Greg, what is the 3rd track on side 2 of the 4th album by Depeche Mode?" Now, I don't know that. So he would say, let's say Greg doesn't know it, or let's say Greg hazards a guess. He says, it's your own personal Jesus. And she says, well, no, it's not. And then she says what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. So this is where it would get complicated, because then we'd go over to our panel of experts, who are a couple of very nice disc jockeys from XFM, where I've been sacked from twice. I may have a tape of the show of XFM that actually got me the sack, or is supposedly got me the sack. There was a political reason why I got the sack, but they hung it on this show. I've probably got a tape of it somewhere. So we'd go over to the experts, and they were on the internet, but this was like 7 or 8 years ago, when it was just, it was like 56k dial-up, and the internet was shit. Google wasn't the bitch that it is now, it was... So they would then... We'd film them to start looking at the computer, and then we'd stop, because it would take about 20 minutes to get the answer. Then we'd start filming them, and they go, yes, Stacey is right. Or, no, she's wrong, so Greg will get the point. So we'd do that. So it could take, unless I knew the answer myself, and admittedly I'd only know the answer if it was about Kiss, the Monkees, the Beach Boys, the Beatles, and Neil Diamond, and Cat Stevens, but I didn't know that much about Cat Stevens then. Or Jandek. Are you aware of Jandek? Does anyone here know Jandek? Oh, okay, well, episode 7 of Shindiggery is going to be a Jandek special. Yeah, okay, that's the deal. Anyway, so it would take us ages. And on 2 occasions, we are filming the show, and they stopped halfway through, and they said, Iain, we're going to have to start again. Why? No one's been keeping score. I went fucking ballistic. Anyway, why the hell did I genuinely can't remember why I started talking about that. I genuinely can't remember. This isn't me fucking around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this and go and listen to the beginning of this podcast and find out what I was talking about. Excuse me a minute. Got it. Yeah, sorry, I was telling you the programs I've been on and saying that Mental was was the worst. Anyway, that's all we've got time for. Here are the plugs. Do visit laughriot.co.uk. It's a nice website run by a very nice man. Also, if you were a MySpace friend, you're probably not now, so go to myspace.com/The Real Iain Lee and send me a friend request. Do leave comments about this, and do not, under any circumstance, listen to G-Man's podcast. I thank you.
Was that Shindiggery? I know it was Shindiggery.